Hey, Garage Logic fans, Mishki here, slipping in ever so briefly to mention that I have a podcast that comes out every Wednesday and every Friday, twice a week now. The show is pretty much about everything you care about and are interested in and need in your life and want to know more about. I tailored the darn thing specifically to your liking. I tailored it to your loves, to your true passions. That took a long time. I'm spent. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely wasted.
At 5 Eyewitness News, you told us that fraud and wasted money are important to you, and that's why we're going after it. I'm Kevin Doran, and every day 5 Eyewitness News is following the money in your neighborhood, asking the tough questions, looking out for you, and uncovering fraud with your tax dollars. We're listening, and we're working hard to protect your money. Watch and see the difference on 5 Eyewitness News.
You want to be replaced by golf carts, just keep it up. Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1647, October 27th, 2025. 74 was all we could muster for a record high today. That was on two occasions, 1922 and 1948. And as chilly as 13 degrees on this day in 1997. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
Hail you! And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
The Saturday Wall Street Journal is the best newspaper in the country.
Why do you say this?
It just is.
Okay.
It's got 4 sections. And in the review section, I read a sad obituary. Jeff Meldrum died.
Jeff Meldrum.
Our Bigfoot guy. We had him on the air. He was only, 1958. What's that? 67. He was a professor at Idaho State, and I've always been amazed and amused that in the failed academy, here was this fellow who seriously studied Bigfoot.
He wanted to find him.
He didn't even call it Bigfoot. I think he called it a relic hominid. And in other words, he was very academic about it, but he was very open-minded about it and willing to believe that that's possible. And he had the plaster footprints of various...
Yes.
And I can't remember, what was the context by which we had him on?
Northern Minnesota.
That must be it.
Northern Minnesota. And
some
they
road worker guys.
Yes.
And they saw it cross the road.
Yeah, from afar. Of course,
and
didn't get a picture.
They got a plaster cast, right?
Yes.
Guys in Northern Minnesota.
And he treated it... He wasn't...
I think he
this
came
thing
to
had great
town.
hair. He was a serious guy.
Oh,
Well, that's what I was looking for. It's not that guy? This thing was 10 feet tall.
He built up a collection of more than 300 casts of footprints in his lab and produced an open-source library of 3D scans. He sent hair samples that he and other investigators collected to colleagues for genetic sequencing, without results, though, and conducted his own field work in remote wilderness for weeks at a time, funded by private donors. Meldrum taught only conventional science classes at Idaho State, though the creature became the almost exclusive focus of his research, creating some embarrassment and friction at the school. In 2006, Newsday described Meldrum as being lambasted by colleagues. One could do deep ocean research for SpongeBob SquarePants. That doesn't make it scientific, told the... See, he was at odds with the Academy because they just didn't take him seriously. And he was an interesting guy, and we had him on. I called both of you over the weekend. Nobody returned my call. I thought it might be interesting to replay that interview. I don't know if we still have it.
When did you call me?
Hey. let's not dwell on that.
Let's forget.
Do we have the interview, or is it too late to worry about it?
It's too late.
Let's not worry about it.
We have the interview. I just couldn't play it today.
What's his name?
Let's not worry about
Jeff
it. I'm sorry I brought it up. Jeff Meldrum. He died. Cancer, brain cancer. I think it was a brain cancer. Let's be clear.
M-E-L, how do you spell it?
BRUM.
BIGFOOT.
Like you're telling the guy that it was the diner to drum. Well, drum.
Died of brain cancer September 9.
YETI.
The most prominent tenured academic to study Bigfoot. Probably the only one.
Yeah, right.
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem.
No, that wasn't Meldrum.
Oh, that was
Do you believe, Joe?
I'm willing to. Yes.
Really?
Sure. Why not? It's a big Earth.
Yeah.
There's a lot we haven't seen or know.
I hope it doesn't exist. I don't want to run into him and or her. Although the private parts, I think, would be interesting.
Just to have a quick glance.
Okay, well, what did the guys up North Rook, what did those guys see? I mean, they weren't...
A lot of hair.
Well, they just saw the imprint of the footprint.
Well, Meldrum's got that cast in his lab.
Yeah, but it never went any further than that, other than...
The election for mayors in both cities is coming up a week from tomorrow. Terribly, terribly interesting. The latest from Omar Fateh. By the way, he's going to be on with a morning host tomorrow on radio.
Who is?
On the Fateh.
Oh.
Can we call her and say,
No.
you got to do us a favor?
I mean, you can, maybe.
Do I have her number?
Well, she's a friend. And I want to say, he isn't going to go on with anybody else.
I have a better idea.
Just go there.
Why don't you talk to somebody else and say, I'd like to participate?
How would you feel if she called you to tell you how to conduct your job? I get a little bristled when people tell me how to do my job.
Same.
Okay, let me recast it.
Here we go.
I'm rooting for Vanita to ask him some tough questions. I really am.
I worked with a guy named Willie Clark who once a week he would tell me, look, you're doing it wrong. This is how you do it. And then he would spell out and give me the worst advice I had ever heard in radio.
The latest on Omar is he backs the petition that's a socialist founded petition. He wants the Minneapolis police to refuse to cooperate with federal agents and officers from any federal law enforcement agency for any reason.
Well, I'm sure that's going to work
Can you
out well.
imagine?
That's going to work out well.
He recently appeared at a press conference hosted by the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, which has published a list of demands. Boy, doesn't take people long to gain their entitlement mentality, does it?
It's almost as if they come here with an agenda and their handout and don't understand why some might have an opposing view.
They have a list of demands for strengthening the city's separation ordinance. The ordinance prohibits city employees from participating in immigration enforcement. But let's take it back to Omar. He'll sign a petition calling for MPD to refuse to cooperate with any federal agents or officers from any federal law enforcement agency for any reason. So, a gang of rapists could be in town, all American-born white people, and the coppers, and the FBI floods the town. The Minneapolis coppers are not allowed to help them if Omar gets his way.
Joe, you're looking at this wrong.
That's a problem.
You know why he has to do that?
Why?
He's running against Donald Trump.
Well, that's true. Among other things, this immigrant rights committee calls on the police department in Minneapolis to refuse cooperation. Well, here it is again, with federal agents and officers from any federal law enforcement agency for any reason, and immediately arrest. Oh, this is, God help me. And immediately arrest any law enforcement agent or officer at any level of government with any agency who covers their face or obscures their identity by a badge by any means. We'll stop right there. Omar, you want them arrested. Who's going to arrest them?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, where are they going to take them once they arrest them?
You're right.
You're telling them to stand down. How are you going to arrest them?
Pick me.
I don't want to, but you're the only one with your hand up.
Ooh, the social workers. They'll flash their badge and say, hey, you're coming with me.
You're under arrest.
The petition also demands that MPD officers assist residents to immediately remove federal agents from the scene of protests where residents are confronting federal law enforcement. Wait a minute. Check this out. Check this out. So you've got, let's say, federal agents are trying to enforce a scene and arrest some illegals. The cops are supposed to assist civilians in helping remove those federal agents. This is idiotic and dangerous.
Yeah.
This is pathetic, but Omar Fateh is pathetic. He has no business running for mayor. If it's not clear, I want to make it very clear that, yes, I do support strengthening our separation ordinance, and yes, I do support each and every one of the demands that the immigration community outlined, because they are my demands as well.
This next short paragraph kind of shocked me. Go ahead.
MIRAC, that one?
Yeah.
MIRAC, the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, confirmed with NPR News that Fateh, Dwayne Davis, and Jazz Hampton signed on to the group's demands.
What in the actual hell?
The Department of Homeland Security said that Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers wear masks during operations because they are facing a 1,000 increase in assaults against them, along with doxing campaigns targeting federal officers and their families. Well, stop right there. Not only are they facing assaults against them, but if this petition prevails, you have the mayor of Minneapolis, if in fact that was Omar, is saying that our cops will help you,
the residents,
yeah, remove the federal officials.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, you're in for quite a shock, I think. When our heroic law enforcement officers conduct operations, they clearly identify themselves as law enforcement while wearing masks to protect themselves from being targeted by highly sophisticated gangs like Tren de Aragua, MS-13, criminal rings, murders, and rapists, DHS said. Incumbent Mayor Fry opposes federal law enforcement's use of masks, but he took issue with Fateh's stance during a debate on TPT Almanac Friday night. We have among the strongest separation ordinances in the entire country, and I support making it even stronger because we stand with our neighbors, and specifically we stand by our undocumented immigrants, said Fry. So Fry's really not much different. What do you gain? What do you gain in the
Joe, wait, before you go on. I think Fry is way different. He agrees with the mask thing, but Fry doesn't want local Minneapolis police officers to clash and fight and try to arrest federal agents. That's a big deal.
Yeah, he does think that would be irresponsible.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead now.
But what does Minneapolis gain in the in the thwarting of socialism if Fry gets reelected?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Wait, what is that? What does Minneapolis
gain? They can either go whole hog and install the communist Fateh, or they can go again with Fry, who is always trying to appeal to both sides.
This is the great teeter-totter. I mean, It's a week from Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Fateh makes no bones about it. He's a flat-out Marxist.
Right.
And I don't like cops. I'm going to have redistribution of wealth. I'm going to basically ruin the city. Fry is saying he wavers.
Yeah.
I support our separation policy with the cops and the federal agents, but I don't want them. I don't want our citizens to be involved in irresponsible situations. Right. Okay, Fry has never developed a scrotum since he's been mayor. He's just never developed the ability to stand on his own.
And he's been given the opportunity on a weekly basis.
Fry, why are we...
Okay, but what is Omar Fateh's, what is his... Why do non-Somalis? Why would they be drawn toward him? There's so many that are not
virtue
Somali.
signaling. It's
got to be more than
white,
that, Chris.
It's the white failed academy kids.
It's the white guilt.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Under Fateh rule, that bust last summer on Lake Street, where they got 100 pounds? No, many pounds of meth.
Right,
world record amount of meth would never happen. Would not happen. That meth would be on the street right now. Those criminals would still be doing business.
And it would be open season under Omar Fateh's rule.
Joe, this election is where the wave either breaks and rolls back or it just floods the land.
Did you guys see?
And the city is doomed.
And why I couldn't agree with you more, Kenny. Did you guys see the rally for Mamdani in New York over the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What are people thinking?
Well, let's review. I can't remember who said it or where I read it, but the election of Mamdani might not ruin New York because New York's too big to fail. Somebody came up with that.
Okay, I do remember you saying that.
I still don't like Mamdani, and I would not have him be the mayor, but maybe New York is just too big to fail. Minneapolis is not. Minneapolis will fail within a month.
If those two mayors are elected, are they going to appear in the Gay Pride Parade week festivities, or are they going to shun?
I don't know. Mamdani's a Muslim. So is Fateh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can I ask you that same question rhetorically?
You may.
Do you think London had that same viewpoint years ago?
London is almost daily at war on the streets with this problem.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think they had that same mindset?
Denmark, France.
Years ago?
No.
You don't think so?
No, it was taken a bit for them to become ruined.
Such, here's what happens. Fateh wins. A week later, you have nobody left on the Minneapolis Police Department. They all quit.
I wouldn't blame them for 1 second.
That's what's going to happen.
I wouldn't blame them for 1 second.
And you know what? I'll throw a plug for the Krabby Coffee Shop last week. Kenny, your guest was just flat out.
Did he say that?
No, but...
We had an interesting conversation after the show that we should have had on tape, actually. Highly politicized and a lot of speculation, but it kind of went down that road.
Because he said they were down how many cops, Ken, in Minneapolis right now? Was it 300?
Yeah.
400, something like that.
Oh, yeah, it did.
But Kenny nailed it. Every guy and gal that has a sense is going to say, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
Well, when you're directed, because who's our police chief, Brian? He can't go to the mayor and say no, can he? He just can't refuse to obey orders.
No, the mayor is his boss.
Right. So Brian either has to say yes or Brian's going to quit. And Brian's going to quit, and so is everybody else.
Man alive.
Happy Monday, everybody.
You see, Christy was in town. Christy Noem. She a little filler, maybe?
I don't know.
She can't even move her mouth.
Well, but
You
you
think
know
those
what,
cheekbones are implanted?
But why is it that when you bring things like that up, Joe?
Break what things up?
Just exactly what you're saying. Why is it that you're the outlier in a city like this? This is the most.
You lost me. Start over and rephrase.
No, I'm with him. He's basically saying, why is the Star Tribune going after who's financing the film? And it's that lane of thought that he's in right now.
Yeah.
Because
what the hell
it's
happened?
become the template of that newspaper to be socialist.
But the question is, why is the citizenry following along?
Yeah.
Stupidity.
It's almost as if you're getting your marching orders.
I learned a good little reminder over the weekend. You know, I'm a conservative, but I'm not stupid. And there are liberals who can say, I'm a liberal, but I'm not stupid.
Sure.
I'm not buying the multiple pronouns and all this BS. I'm not stupid. I'm a liberal, but I'm not stupid. I'm a conservative, but I'm not stupid. I'm not buying Trump's ballroom, for example, named after himself, and on and on and on. There's much I don't buy, but because I'm not stupid. By the way, I never respond to my negative emails because everyone's entitled to that. That's fine. That's part of the deal.
Sure.
But I can't resist myself on this Trump ballroom deal because every single one of you, and I love you, GLers, but who are you kidding? You're all hypocrites. You're all defending this nonsense. And if Obama or Biden pulled this BS, you'd be in a coma because the fit you'd work yourself into was so profound. Somebody'd have to call 911 on your behalf and get you to a hospital. So don't give me your hypocritical nonsense about Trump could cure cancer and people would complain because he put doctors out of business. Hey, you GLers,
that was me.
Settle down. The ballroom is a scam. I don't care who's paying for it. B as in B, S as in S. And you're all hypocrites. Because if Obama did this and he named it the Barack Hussein Obama Ballroom, you'd wither into dust.
And would you?
Hell yes. Yes. It would drive me crazy if Obama or Biden tried this BS, and it drives me crazy if when what's his face? Trump.
They all use
what
tax
right
money.
does Trump have to go to Venezuela and try to take their oil? You know what my theory is?
Oh, God.
He's king.
Oh, he's playing Putin. He wants the country to attack. I kind of like that.
Venezuela, they kind of deserve that, too.
So
he's the great peacemaker, Joe.
If I'm following this line of conversation.
He's blowing up Boston whalers.
He's ending conflict around the globe.
So if I'm following this, Fateh then is running against Trump.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
They all
I'm
are.
just going to make notes for the show.
But jailers, check your hypocrisy before you hit the keyboard. Don't be so ridiculous.
Mayor Souchere, are you running against
Trump's running for mayor of Gumption County.
Seems like it maybe is.
Hey.
I know why Trump got elected.
That's why.
I know why he got elected. He's the antidote to the ideological insanity that has resulted in the city of Minneapolis. He's the antidote to that. But he overcorrects. He's the great overcorrector.
Yes, that's what they call him.
Overcorrector.
Like in his left lane.
Mm-hmm.
Man, are the nominations pouring in for the Golden Turkey Award at the center of the American experiment. I have the list of so far the American experiment sent over the Golden Turkey Award nomination list. And it's endless. Blue Line, rampant fraud under the Metro Gold Line, the $10 million remodel of the governor's mansion, the DFL shutdown. It goes on and on and on. If you want to enter this contest, where are we here? The nominations close Halloween. So you've got till Friday to send to go to americanexperiment.org/golden turkey and make your nomination. The finalists will be announced next week, so don't miss your chance to be part of this. So far, there's been 200 nominations, and they're truly impressive examples of government waste. Some of them are almost too ridiculous to believe. So the nominations close this Friday. You know, you could be the Golden Turkey Award. You could be the nominator of the Golden Turkey Award. So go to americanexperiment.org/golden turkey.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
GLer Matt sent us an email. Kenny, attached is a photo of my 1952 Minneapolis Moline U, which, sidebar here, looks exactly like my 1949 Minneapolis Moline U. Anyway, also included in the photo a 1974 IHC 2010A Lodestar. Joe, for $1 million, what is that machine? I'll answer for you. It was the grain truck.
He was just going to say that.
Thank you.
Keeping this old crap running fall after fall has become much easier with a handy can of Seafoam. Each get an entire can per fill, and gone are the hard starts and running half choked, and smooth idling is now my world. In a world of bad gas and old crap cans, Seafoam keeps us running. In my own little world, I forgot to mention, I'll be adding a heavy, thick pour, 6 ounces of Seafoam to the crankcase of my plow truck before the oil change, because I don't know how many people understand this, but for those of you that do, I'm going to tell you. This oil pressure sending unit filter keeps getting plugged about once a year now. So every time I change the oil, I have to put in a heavy pour of Seafoam just to break up the gunk. I dream of a day, and I know that day is coming, a dream of a day where I don't have to replace the oil pressure sending unit filter. But thanks to Seafoam, it was once every 2 months. Now it's once a year. Anyway, Seafoam is slowly but surely fixing that problem. A wonderful product in a world of bad gas and old crap cans and crappy plow trucks. We have our friend Seafoam.
Guys, do we want to go back to Dan McGrath?
Oh boy.
No. According to the group All of Minneapolis, Fateh is shrewdly attempting to use ranked choice strategy to push himself over the top. I don't know how ranked choice. I don't, just instinctively, I don't like ranked choice voting.
I agree.
I don't. Why did that get invented? In fact, is it?
Why did mail-in ballots get?
Well,
invented?
is it constitutional?
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes, I think we should go back to Dan.
Because
I don't think people understand just how dire next Tuesday is for the city and the state.
But how does
it just becomes this weird game, you know? Let's see. If Jazz Hampton's followers favor Fry over Fateh, they would tend to list Fry ahead of Fateh in the ballot, but if Dwayne Davis's follower, see, I just it's a new game that seems to diminish. Now I could be wrong, but here's what it's a game in which your vote seems to become diminished in its sacredness. Your vote seems to become something that's suddenly just it's
watered down.
It's a prop that's being moved around. It's let me keep trying here. I'm on the service road of life, struggling for words. I go into the polling place and I cast my vote for Jacob Fry.
Yeah.
Is my vote? See, my vote would be undone if Omar Fateh got more votes than Jacob Fry. I wouldn't have anything to complain about because my vote went to Fry, and your vote went to Fateh, and more votes went to Fateh than mine, so I lost. But that's not the way it works. My vote went to Fry, and now there's manipulation whereby Fateh could win enough votes to become mayor by people not voting for him.
Because
I just said it.
Yes, because people who were voting for that person, it was thrown into the bag for somebody else as a result of a percentage.
Can I help you?
I thought he nailed it, but go ahead.
In Minneapolis, voters use ranked choice voting from...
Don't read so fast. Be clear and slowly.
I mean, I would have done better.
In Minneapolis.
No, and a little louder.
Voters use ranked choice voting for municipal elections, including mayor, city council, and park board. Voters can rank up to 3 candidates in order of preference, which ensures that
Slow down, please.
Winning candidate has support from a majority of voters rather than a mere plurality. You select your most preferred candidate in the first choice. If you have a second or third preference, selecting them in corresponding second and third choice columns are applied. There is no obligation. You are not required to rank more than one candidate. If you only select a first choice, your ballot remains active for that candidate in all rounds of counting. Ranking the same candidate multiple times will only count as a singular vote for that candidate. The vote counting process proceeds in rounds until a candidate receives more than 50% of the entire total vote. All first choice votes are tallied. If a candidate receives a majority, 50% plus 1 of the votes, they are declared the winner. If no candidate reaches the majority threshold, the candidate with the fewest first choice votes is eliminated. Ballots that ranked the eliminated candidate as the first choice are then redistributed to the next ranked candidate. The process of eliminating the last place candidate and redistributing the votes is repeated until one candidate secures a majority and wins the election. Huh?
What is the reason for
all of that?
What is the reason for that? How does that? Why can't we just have?
Here's another way to say what is the reason for that. I smell a rat.
You know what? Here's why.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Joe, because there's one last paragraph.
It smells like a rat.
The history and the specific use. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? The adoption. Minneapolis voters approved ranked choice voting in a 2006 city charter amendment, and it was first used in the 2009 municipal elections. RCV applies only to Minneapolis municipal elections. It is not used for federal, state, county, or school board offices. By allowing for an instant runoff, RCV combines the primary and general election into a single event, which saves the city money. We don't know that.
Okay, I might be uncharitable and I might be terribly unkind and I might even be naive in saying this.
Here we go.
But I don't trust any of the people who have appointed themselves the reinventors of the election process.
Yep.
I just don't trust them at all.
It's the new math.
They're
of
hard.
voting.
They're hardworking. This is all they do.
Yep.
There's no reason for this.
They don't actually work. They get together and reinvent elections, and they make it sound. I don't know what they don't make it sound sensible to me, but apparently to other people it's very sensible. And then they draw some semantic lines between the word plurality and majority. I'd have to parse that. All I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Lay it down.
Omar Fateh is going to win the mayor's race, and it's going to be it's going to be because of fraudulent behavior. Yes.
Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
I think Fry's going to win.
Okay, I hope you're right.
I do too, but I
you really?
I agree
Yeah,
with
I do.
Joe. But here's what's interesting about that. So this was adopted in 2006. I had no idea it was that recent. So 2006, we decided let's make a change here.
We have it in St. Paul too.
And one particular demographic has found the way, manipulates too strong of a word, has found a way to navigate this particular system. And what's happened?
The system.
Game the system. Perfect.
Yeah.
I can tell you how the system's gamed. With the exception of Fry, all the other candidates are socialists.
Yeah.
So socialists will take a socialist. They don't care who it is.
Ooh.
They're all the other candidates are socialists. So
When
you start
Dwayne-
ranking
yeah.
them, what difference does it make?
When
That's a
Dwayne
good
Davis
question.
and Jazz Hampton agree with the MIRAC,
Yeah.
that says it all.
Yeah.
Is there even a Republican candidate?
No, of course not.
No.
No.
If there is, it doesn't matter.
So
Made his own
there's
signs and
there's the gaming. The gaming is the hard work these socialists do, and I'm not being facetious.
I know.
This is what they do with their lives: is they create situations where, well, you think you have a shot here because it's ranked choice voting. In the meantime, they're hitting each other in the ribs with their elbow because every candidate basically is of their school. So they win no matter what, with the exception of Fry. They win no matter who beats Fry, they win.
And just to reiterate what you said, if Fry had a pair, he'd
point this out.
Fateh wouldn't stand a chance.
No.
We wouldn't even be bothering to talk about
No.
this if Fry had a pair. He doesn't, though.
So because there's three, is it three, right, for ranked choice voting? You select one. That's what I read by the definition.
You go 1, 2, 3. This is
Right.
my third choice. This is
Well,
my-
where would Trump then? Would he fall in on the third candidate then, since he's running?
you got to write him in.
I think he's a write-in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have you guys ever had to take one of those phony baloney surveys?
Oh.
That's what ranked choice voting, the ballot seems like to me. Do you A, love this? B, kind of like this?
Would you recommend
Or
it to a
C,
friend?
Yeah. That's,
Or C, I don't know.
that's
No
what it
opinion.
seems like. Yeah.
That's Joe's favorite part about buying stuff online, is the online surveys.
Oh, I hate that.
I know you do.
Leave me alone. Please tell us how we did. No, I'm not telling. If I bought your product, consider that you did something right. And
Joe, it's
leave
a
me
good
the hell
thing.
alone.
Never mind that. It's just a good thing that St. Paul is so healthy and vibrant and doing just fine.
Why do you have to cast that big of a net, Kenny?
He's not biting, though. He's swimming away.
Here's from CBS. Cities all over the state will be holding municipal elections in under 3 weeks. When was this dated? I'm sorry, this is October 16th, but it's a piece that works today. 4 of the state's largest cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Louis Park, and Bloomington, will be using ranked choice voting. In previous elections, some of the ranked choice systems have had unexpected outcomes. For example, in the 2013 Minneapolis mayoral race, it took 33 rounds of balloting over 3 days before Betsy Hodges was declared the winner over Mark Andrew. Remember Betsy Hodges?
What a fantasy pair that would have been. We would have taken either one.
Flash forward a decade to the 2023 Minneapolis City Council race in Ward 8. In the first round, Soren Stevenson beat Councilmember Andrea Jenkins, but neither reached the 50% threshold. That election went to the second round when the second place votes were assigned and Jenkins finally met the 50% threshold to win the council seat. Some people will say it's not fair, but also some people are going to say that if someone's going to take office, they should get 50% plus, that it should be a majority, said Professor David Schultz with Hamline University. Looking at the 2025 Minneapolis mayoral race, Senator Omar Fateh, Reverend Dwayne Davis, and Jazz Hampton have formed a pact to lobby for each other's second and third place votes. Schultz says together they are using ranked choice voting in an effort to block Fry from re-election, which I think they'll succeed in doing. Mm-hmm. Ranked choice voting has also impacted election day turnouts. According to Fair Vote, an organization that advocates for ranked choice voting, Minnetonka saw a 50% voter turnout increase from 2021 to 2023. So not only can you create a slate of candidates who you would win by no matter who won. Does that make sense?
Huh?
You would win by...
Wrote that by me again.
What did I just
hang
say?
on. I hit a roadblock there.
No, in fashioning a slate of candidates, all of whom are socialist, you win. This ranked choice voting is a dog and pony show to make you think it's legit. But not only can that be done, but then the slate of candidates who are all of the same mind ideologically can get together and create little cabals to help each other push the unwanted candidate out of the race.
Right.
So where was
I got
it?
you.
So Hampton, Dwayne Davis, and Fateh. Let me stop right there. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Wait a minute.
Because it's been brought to us by people who aren't trustworthy.
Right. And rightly so. Why the need?
Call Dan right now, please.
How about we do this, and then we'll talk to Dan.
Well, you're going to need a lawyer by the time this is over.
Boy, I'll say. Who are you going to call?
Bradshaw and Bryant. Okay. But that's just, let's hope nobody has a personal injury because of voting. But if you do, it's Bradshaw and Bryant. They're your team. If you're, insurance companies and adjusters can be tough to deal with. So having someone on your side is important. Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant and his team are there to explain your rights, represent you, and help you through a tough time. Mike has been recognized as a super lawyer for 6 consecutive years. He's among Minnesota's top personal injury lawyers, recognized by Minnesota Law and Politics. That's the Bible for that recognition. Bradshaw and Bryant hopes you're never in an accident, but if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Your case evaluation is free. And please don't be part of the problem. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. That's just common sense from Bradshaw and Bryant.
This is Ricey for the Canopy Group. I've been around a long time, and I have seen a lot of insurance deals, and I know a good one when I see one. So let me ask you, when was the last time your insurance agent called you? You probably had to chase them down. That's because they represent one company. If they don't have options, they don't have a reason to call. But the Canopy Group, they represent 16 insurance companies. That's right, 16. They've got a team of 50 experienced professionals who dig through the marketplace and find the best coverage for you. And they actually call you because they have something to offer. Better coverage, real savings, and a process that could save you a small fortune over time. So do what I did. Visit thecanopygroup.com. Let them do the shopping while you enjoy the savings. That's thecanopygroup.com.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Damn, that kid can play.
Yes, he
I love
can.
that bass on that. Sounds so good.
Let's talk about. Oh, sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let's talk about Awaken 180 weight loss. Chris Reavers here to talk to you about my friends at Awaken 180 weight loss. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. It's a weight loss program that's built for everyone and anyone. No medications, no workouts required, no fasting. You eat to lose weight. And it's a great solution that's worked for over 800,000 people, revolutionizing the weight loss industry. Here's the deal. It's a clear daily plan. When you rub your swimsuit area on the microphone.
It sounds cool.
There's no complicated tracking or counting. You get one-on-one weekly coaching for accountability and also adjustments. And you know what? Your coach is even going to be able to help you pick out restaurant menu items. It's an at-home program, easy to track and stay on track anywhere. Built for any lifestyle, whether you're busy and your likes and your dislikes, it's adapted to you. You can still go on vacation. You can still go out. You can still stand up and interrupt, and you can tailgate and have drinks and stay on your plan. And it's thousands of recipes. So that way, meals don't feel like diet food. But you have to check them out online today. It's awaken180weightloss.com. That's 180. Awaken180weightloss.com, or call them directly today for that consultation at 844-346-1800. Please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
Now back to Barry adjusting his microphone.
We have a kid in here who's been doing wonders with our social media work. I hope you've noticed. And he had an observation about ranked choice voting. You may have the microphone, son.
Well, that was kind of on the spot, but
I don't care. That's how it works.
Welcome to the show, kid.
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting to me that there is nothing protecting the voting system from a party not having an interest in all of the candidates they put forth and only having an interest in one.
And using the other candidates to manipulate the victory of the one?
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be just their purpose, is solely to use the ranked choice voting system. And I think that might be evidence of why 3 of those candidates are working together to push one candidate out.
Because individually they didn't have a start they didn't have a chance from the get-go.
No.
They're unknown, no name recognition, but combining their efforts, this makes a great deal of sense. Combining their efforts, they can bolster the favored candidate who the DSA wants to be Fateh.
Correct.
This is fascinating. If it wasn't so tragic, it'd be fun. But it's terrible what's going to be happening to the city.
May I also remind everyone
You may.
What normally would be John Heights newscast today is brought to us by North American Banking Company. So,
and those candidates, they come from a caucus system that only the DSA attends anyway.
Yeah.
I did.
You know, you could look at it this way. We've had it good for a long time. See you later.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, we
break glass, smoke lucky.
We have had a wonderful city for a long time, and it's rapidly disintegrating before your very eyes.
I don't think it's starting today or this year even. I think it was the riots where it really took a nasty turn.
Yep.
And maybe the election before the riots, actually.
You guys, do me a favor if you haven't watched this already. Watch the rally. I know I mentioned this earlier. When AOC gets on the stage and starts talking about the great things that Mom Donnie's going to do for the city of New York, and you just think, God help us, one and all. Because she might as well have been saying Minneapolis instead of New York.
But what people are surrendering ultimately, and maybe the DSA people don't care. Maybe they find collectivism agreeable to their personal lives. Maybe they find socialism agreeable. They don't want to work. They consider having to work for the man. They consider work oppressive. So they really don't like it. They don't want to compete. They are not entrepreneurs. So this is a very appealing political system. Unfortunately, when it prevails, it pulls everyone along with them. The people who are competing and who want to work and who understand the need for personal responsibility and reject collectivism. And the problem becomes when all of those other people are pulled along, you must then, well, you not must, but then you then find yourselves in the company of people who haven't minded surrendering their own individuality. They haven't minded surrendering their most sacred freedom, which is individuality, a soul responsible for their own life. The DSA does not view life that way. The DSA views life as the government shall be responsible for all. And it doesn't work because you run out of other people's money. And what'll happen is it won't work here. And then I guess you start over at some point, right? I mean, once this is seen to not work and life in Minneapolis becomes unlivable, then you have to start over. And you have to somehow cleanse the system of these democratic socialists who have done, and no one in Minneapolis bothers to stop to wonder, how is my life becoming better under this DSA-controlled city council? How is my life better? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe some people say it is. I personally don't know. I do know that life becomes more expensive.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Remember the clip I played? I think it's apropos of this conversation from CBS News over the weekend. Talking about running out of other people's money and how much more expensive are things going to get.
Yeah, let's play it.
You think it's worth now? Because I really do.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I found this over the weekend. CBS Weekend News.
I believe I happened to see it on the news. I don't know which newscast. Was it CBS?
It was CBS. And this is 2 minutes, and I think it's worth your time because with the election of guys like Omar Fateh and Mamdani, this will only get worse. Mainstream media reports that 1 in 8 Americans are currently on SNAP food programs. That's 43.1 million people.
Supplemental
in our country.
Nutrition Assistance Program. One of what, 1,000 food programs in this country?
Trump administration says it will not use emergency funds to pay for federal food benefits with a fast approaching deadline. CBS's Christina Fan is in New York with details on that. Christina.
Well, Jericho, 1 in 8 Americans rely on SNAP benefits, and tonight there is mounting worry for them. They might not be able to afford food with money running out 1 week from today.
I think people are starting to panic.
Food banks around the country are flashing warning signs.
We've been having about 7 to 10 new people a day this week.
Look at that. That was full this morning.
The pantry at Calvary Episcopal Church in Kentucky ran out of food for the first time in its 43-year history.
We feel like this is the tip of the iceberg.
Members of the California National Guard are now deployed to help food banks in the state. In Massachusetts, 16% of residents rely on SNAP benefits, which provide an average of $187 a month, or about $6 a day. Democratic Governor Maura Healey holds President Trump responsible.
Leadership is a choice. And sadly, President Trump has chosen to take away food from people all around this country.
Aboard Air Force One, President Trump told reporters he's not to blame.
Well, I'm going to let some other people talk to you. I'll have a comment on that later, but the Democrats are stopping it.
The sudden loss in federal food aid will ripple beyond homes into stores and businesses. Every dollar in SNAP benefits generates $1.54 in economic activity.
Quite a bit of our sales come from EBT recipients. Right now it's making up about 10 to 15% of our total sales a month.
And Democrats say they will not vote to reopen the government unless there is an extension of health care subsidies for millions of Americans, while Republicans say they want the government to reopen first before any negotiating.
The government.
So what's your point, Chris? I don't understand your point.
That's exactly what I said. But then I got the point.
What is it?
Too great of a percentage of Americans already rely on the government just to eat.
Yes. But why?
Because they don't work hard. They've given up. They've done who knows why.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Well, we have the numbers from CBS, not a podcast host.
So they're sitting at home watching the soaps.
Yes.
Fully able to
See,
work.
I don't think you're seeing this where you live.
Maybe that's it.
Kenny, 1 in 8. That's 43 million
43
people
million
in this
people.
country.
Now, I will say this.
You're going to have to prove the numbers. You're going to have to give me evidence that what you're saying is correct.
Kenny, this is CBS News.
That doesn't mean much.
Well, but
that means nothing to me.
I get that, but my point is, let me just relay a couple of words. The reporter there says they rely on this program.
Well, I heard it.
That's
I
fine.
heard it.
And also, 16% of Massachusetts relies on this program.
Let me see if I can put all this into context.
Talk to me,
you.
Goose.
This was just part of the template of conventional news gathering. It might change when Barry Weiss finally takes over CBS, but this was just a piece intended to hold Trump accountable for the shutdown, is basically what this was. And now I will say this about Trump. The urge for the government to feed people long precedes Trump. These aren't programs that Trump put into effect and is now somehow withholding. These programs, we've seen how food gets us into trouble. Food may be the principal source of fraud in the entire country. We've seen it here. Now you're seeing it elsewhere.
Oh, it has happened here?
It has happened here. Oh. And too many people have become completely reliant on just, I'll get my food from the government.
Kenny, the reason I thought it was analogous, there was one final piece of this. And this is, again, according to CBS News. Approximately 54% of immigrant households participates in at least one major welfare program like EBT.
But again, what CBS is doing there is they're expecting you to be sympathetic to those numbers and blame it on Trump.
Sure.
This is a hit piece is what this is. I don't want anyone to starve.
Of course not.
I don't know anyone who is.
Well, there's people that are hurting out there. Yeah.
You're going to have to work harder to convince me. I'm sorry.
To convince you of what?
That they're perfectly able to work and they're not.
Well, 45 million is a lot of people.
That church quote is the one that got to me.
Which one?
There's a quote about how they've never run out of food in 46 years and now the shelves are empty and it's a church. And I just don't... maybe I'm just too gullible and stupid, but I just don't see that. Everybody's gaming the system. Everybody's cheating. That's
Our
what you're
church
saying?
is constantly hitting us up for food shelf money, and to my knowledge, the food shelves have remained stocked.
And where do you think that food is going? Is it going to people that are perfectly capable of working, or is it going to people that...
I can just give you a vignette that might be meaningless or meaningful.
Tell me.
I once did a column on a friend of mine who was deeply involved in feeding people who presumably didn't have the means to get their own food. All right. And it was at a church in St. Paul. It was on a Saturday. And the program was you drove in to the playground.
Drive-by?
It was a drive-by, and then you got your supplies. You load up what you need.
Okay.
Well, first of all, no car that showed up was older than 5 years old. And I'm not lying when I say virtually every driver was on a cell phone. Am I being unnecessarily cruel here?
I don't think so.
What am I saying? I'm saying that here's what I'm saying. I was surprised.
I think what you're placing, though, is you're placing old school, not values, but you expect them to drive up in a beater or
I guess
have tattered clothes.
I'm being naive.
Or maybe
you can be
am.
poor and have a good car.
Maybe I'm being naive. But I know people that are working their ass off, and the cost of living continues to rise, and what they're making stays flat or drops.
And that's, I guess, what I wanted to say, too, Ken. I understand that these programs are necessary, so I don't want to come across as saying this needs to go away. I just think that there's too many people, once again, gaming the system.
For sure, there's people that take advantage of it, yes.
And I think that particular number is growing exponentially.
Well,
we just have to get back to those old school values, don't we?
Thank you, Rook.
Would the election of Fateh impact these kinds of things?
Oh, you think?
So you said something during that brilliant soliloquy that I wanted to bring up. Do these folks that are voting for the Democratic Socialists really think that they're not going to have to work and that they won't be working for the man? Because in my limited education and understanding of socialism, all you're doing is working for the man, and you're getting what the man gives you.
Yeah, but the man becomes the government.
That's what I mean.
I got you, Ken. Here's your answer, right?
Peggy Joseph took her daughter out of school early Wednesday for this. Her emotions ran high following Obama's speech.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's going to help me.
So you're getting paid $20 an hour, and the majority of your net income is not going in your bank account, is the way I see socialism.
Right. So do I. It's redistribution of wealth until you run out of other people's wealth.
Yeah, no matter how much you make.
Right.
So the poor will stay poor, absolutely. The opportunity to succeed is completely eliminated.
That's already evidenced by the Jim Rubens of Minneapolis.
Who, by the way, called me in the last segment.
Yeah.
Is he listening now?
No, I haven't, because I'm paying rapt attention to the show.
Well, why don't we take a break and call him?
Okay.
I mean, you call him and see what he wanted.
Okay.
Let me tell you, to get
some right now.
Well, to get either get a new garage door before winter hits, and you can do that with Precision Garage Doors. They have models of doors for every budget. That increases the value of your home. It saves energy. It provides better security. And right now, GLers, you get $100 off a single door and $200 off a double door. If you like your current door, but she's acting up on you, she's making a little noise like a rabbit getting killed by a fox or something outside, making it screech. Call them. They got the noisy door tune-up special for $149. You get a 25-point safety inspection and diagnostic. And then that baby will work, and you don't have to come out in the dead of winter and face a failed garage door. Cooler weather's ahead, and annual maintenance is going to reduce your problems. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate, or take Precision Door up on their noisy door tune-up special.
You cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
Anacana, you want to know why?
Yep.
Guess who also thinks this song sounds like Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi?
I don't.
What? How do you not hear that?
I don't care. Are you doing something here?
Yeah, North American Banking Company, by the way, is here for you. They also love Bon Jovi and also Dylan Hyde, and they are here to solve all of your financial issues, locally owned and operated with that personalized service, and you get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, or Maple Grove. They are the absolute best. And if you're tired of being a number to your big national bank, then turn to my friends at North American Banking Company, because they've been at it since 1998 when they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. And you get that feeling. You know what? And here's the other thing that's key about them. They are locally owned and operated. That means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps you business owners solve problems quickly and expand your business with confidence. So check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Joe?
May I have some sort of fanfare?
Oh,
please?
I didn't know you were going to need fanfare.
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
It's you gotta have that, and right here, and
Anwar Ahmed Adaus. Come on down.
Hey,
you're the first guilty plea in the Housing Stabilization Services fraud case.
Welcome.
All right, thank you.
Meet the fellas.
Thank you. This is Bill Glahn at the Center of the American Experiment. Adaw was one of 8 defendants charged last month with defrauding the largely useless Medicaid program operated by the state's Department of Human Services before the program was shut down. The feds accused Anwar of taking, he was a piker. He only took $1.2 million out of the program. His right of choice is can we have another fanfare?
Sure, why not?
Well, let's do it. His ride of choice is a 2023 Mercedes-Benz CLA.
Wow.
All right. Anwar is charged with 4 counts of wire fraud, which spanned the period from March 22 to April 25. He pled guilty to 1 count yesterday. No sentencing has been set yet. In other fraud news.
Wait.
There's more?
He doesn't ride the bus, but if he did.
In other fraud news, a November 5 date has been set for the sentencing of Feeding Our Future defendant, number 38, Kadar Jigre Adan. Now age 62, Adan was part of the 3-man Jigga Jigga group of defendants based out of a commercial building on Lake Street in South Minneapolis. And Bill Glahn profiled Adan last month when he became the 55th defendant convicted. He pled guilty to 1 count of theft of government property. He will be just the 6th defendant sentenced in the case so far out of 57 convictions. According to filings in the case, it looks like Adan will be getting off easy with no prison time and just a $1,000 fine. I don't understand why. As is standard with such things, Adan's defense lawyer painted a picture of an early life of unrelenting woe. Hey, I got your unrelenting woe. Hailing originally from the city of Jigga Jigga in Ethiopia, it's Jigga, Jig Jigga. Adan rose to become a city councilman there. I'm having a bad cartoon bubble. Political repression followed, and he fled, first to Kenya and then to the U.S. in 1999. He did become a naturalized citizen in 2005. Over the years, Adnan has been a generous benefactor, not in America, but back home in his native Ethiopia, where he reportedly donated food, a well, and a community center. I wonder where he got the money. The scene of the admitted fraud, Adnan's Jigjiga Business Center, is assessed at a market value of $2,500,000, according to county property records.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are these people going to pay restitution, make good on their thievery?
Well, most of them aren't, Kenny.
At what point do they expect it not to be returned?
I have more from Bill Glahn.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's more. Wait.
Okay. Matthew, zip it.
Yep, got it. Noted.
Jim Nobles is the former legislative auditor. He had a commentary in the Star Tribune and wondering if the Walz administration is finally awake. And it's a very nice piece. And he said, while executive officials were obviously negligent, less obvious is the fact that some key legislators tried to minimize the problem and shield the Department of Human Services and the Walz administration from criticism. For example, when the Office of the Legislative Auditor issued a report on child care fraud, the then chair of the House Human Services Committee dismissed the report and the problem, saying there's always going to be fraud, and she refused to allow the auditor to present his report to the committee. Well, why aren't we naming her? I can't remember her name. We need to be very careful when we start accusing people and accusing entire communities of really being less than concerned about where our public money is going. I have no trouble indicting entire communities. Let's see. That's about it. The auditors do their job, but they're not enforcers. They can only give the various legislators their info. And what Nobles is saying, I did that, and nobody acted on it. Nobody did anything. Well, who's the current one? Julie Blaha? Is she the current
I believe so.
Auditor? Same thing. She comes to him and says, here, I've given you this stuff. But there's no oversight. This is all Walz. This is all the responsibility of Walz. You are really a sap if you reelect that stooge.
Julie is the state auditor.
Walz is aware of this. His people, he has excused his people. There's a complete breakdown, not only of just money lost, but any moral integrity or ethical integrity whatsoever. It's just gone. It's been a bleep show over there of money flowing out of the building. This is all on Walz, every nickel of it.
Oh, he did such a good job. He's one of us.
Okay, dear.
He changes the air filter on his Scout.
Yeah.
You think in that new government office building they're going to have a ballroom?
Chris,
no,
what's wrong with you? Jesus,
I got a chuckle out of
you got a chuckle out of the guy in the green room.
The audience, the live studio audience.
You're not playing for Royce,
I'm
Chris.
sorry.
So we're going to have to, you're getting him all wound up again. Spooled up before the show and spooled up to end the show.
Don't have him talking.
I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. Hey, like PJ Fleck, this is all on me.
I didn't coach him well enough.
No, he did not.
Didn't coach him well enough. Apropos of nothing except that wonderful return home by Sophia Forchas.
Mm-hmm.
I got a great note from Brandon Herberts, who writes in reference to the young girl who was just released from the hospital after being shot. That is Sophia.
Yep.
In September of 2018, my family was involved in an accident where they were rear-ended by a distracted driver. Mm-hmm. My 12-year-old son was airlifted to St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester, where the doctors removed part of his skull to allow for swelling. Mm-hmm. He was placed into an induced coma and spent a week in the ICU. After 1 week, he was placed in a general room for a week. 2 weeks after the accident, he was transferred to the rehab unit, and they told me he would be discharged on November 24. Keep in mind he was missing part of his skull that was placed in a freezer and had not opened his eyes in 2 weeks, and they were telling me we would be leaving in 6 weeks. Well, 3 weeks later, after he had to learn to walk, talk, and eat again, they put his bone flap back on his skull. My son walked out of the hospital on November 9th, 2 weeks ahead of their prediction. The whole time we were in the hospital, all the doctors and nurses would tell me, kids are resilient. They were 100% correct. Today, my son has graduated from high school and is in his second year of college. There are some lasting effects from the accident, but he is alive and well and will succeed in life. The doctors and nurses we have around us are truly lifesavers. So these miracles happen all the time.
I want more stories like
Where
this.
was this?
This is a miracle. Well, they took the child to a hospital in Rochester. I don't know where the accident took place.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Geez.
I want one of those every day, Joe.
And Sophia did the same thing. She got up for her first walk, walked to the nurse's station and said, okay, they said, that's fine. She said, well, you want me to keep going?
Wow.
What the hell here?
I know a gentleman fell down an entire flight of stairs, bumped his head, was instructed to go to Regions Hospital because they're level 1 trauma, had that same thing, part of his skull removed, made a full recovery, and is now doing well in the financial industry.
I have a similar story. I know a guy.
That evening?
You were there that evening, yes.
Yeah.
I know a guy that his right leg fell asleep watching TV last night, and he had to struggle out of his easy chair and stand up for 5 minutes while his leg woke up again.
You're kidding. How did he survive?
And today he is absolutely fine.
Oh, good. I loved stories like that. Anybody else have any?
I know a guy that fell out of a cab.
Ooh.
Or was
How's
he
that guy
You
doing?
know what? It hasn't necessarily recovered.
He was never the
He
same.
might have been pushed out.
No, good on you kids, man. That's fantastic.
You got a pencil down.
Hey.
Pencils down. Only because...
Nope. We got to do that. You're throwing off your game because
I knew an
Johnny
elephant
Height.
once that was sitting in the jungle.
Nope.
I'm done.
I know.
I'm not done
go ahead,
because
Roy.
I want those people that are turning off their air conditioning unit for the next 4, 5, 6 months and hoping that when you start it up next summer, it's just going to work well. Well, don't leave that to chance. You got to get in touch with Welter Heating. WelterHeating.com to put that AC unit to sleep or to wake up that heating unit that you're probably already using. If you're hearing weird sounds, it's time to go to WelterHeating.com or pick up the phone and dial 612-825-6867. They've got certified techs that will come out. They're serving the metro area for the last, 120 years almost, 4 generations. They're trustworthy. They'll give you a good estimate. Go and get an estimate from whoever you want to, but make sure Welter is for sure one of them. WelterHeating.com, 612-825-6867. No matter what it is, heating, cooling, air purification systems, check out your shelter with the fine folks from Ray and Welter.
And fart button.
Julie Blah is from
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he
Now
feels
then,
fine.
Minnesota.
Joe Souchere.
Listen to this from the Traveling Lymans. They're now on a cruise ship, or a petri dish, as I've referred to them.
Carnival? Is it a
Listen
carnival
to
cruise?
this. They're on a cruise ship for 47 days. It's really 3 repositioning cruises back to back to back. These cruises will visit 10 countries, 4 continents, all 4 hemispheres, and we will cross the equator 3 times.
Wow.
Holy mackerel.
So they're traveling on that cruise ship like you do to go to a Wild game.
He notes that. Tom said your crew always teases you for crossing the river twice. But
Do you
listen to
know
this.
that most large cruise ships have morgues?
I didn't know that.
Well, you do now.
Yeah. This is from the Traveling Lymans. They're now in the Western Mediterranean Sea. And they come all that way from there, these dates.
How do you know when you cross the equator?
They'll tell you on the ship.
Okay.
It probably gets hotter. was on this day.
Joe, today is October 27th.
Well, on this day in 1829, Christopher C. Andrews was born in New Hampshire. An advocate of the application of European forestry principles to American conditions and a persistent sponsor of the preservation of forests for posterity. Almost wrong with the prostate there.
Right.
Paul's Prothesis Palace.
Yeah.
He served as the state's first chief fire warden and as the commissioner of forestry from 1905 to 1911. On this day,
October 27.
In 1849, the territorial legislature created the original 9 counties of Minnesota, Benton.
Yeah, can you name those 9 counties? All of them?
Benton, named for Thomas Hart Benton, a senator from Missouri who promoted settler colonialism. Dakota, for the Dakota people. Itasca, for the headwaters of the Mississippi. Ramsey, for the new territory's governor. Wabasha, for multiple Dakota leaders. Washington, for our nation's first president. 3 of the original counties no longer appear on a Minnesota map. Wanata County near Lake Traverse was named for Wanotan, a leader of the Yankton Dakota. Pembina County included much of what would become North and South Dakota, and Makaha County was north of Makata County was north of present-day Crow Wing.
Well, I don't like that they took all the natives guys' names away.
On this day,
October 27th,
in 1937,
thank you, Matt.
The Morris Fruit Company building in Minneapolis collapsed, killing 2 employees. On November 1, a jury of experts learned that the building had shown signs of rotting and overloading on its 3rd floor and had not been rebuilt after a 1933 fire. Finding no criminal negligence, however, the jury simply called for stricter enforcement of the building code. Wow, so the families of the 2 dead people didn't get a nickel.
They got nothing? Oof. That's BS.
Sports related.
Who'd we lose to on October 27?
This is not sports disappointment history dates yet.
Oh.
This is this day in history.
Well, we won the World Series.
On this day,
October
in
27.
1991.
That beat you to the punch already.
Jim Morris pitched a 10-inning shutout.
That'd be Jack. Jim's his brother.
Jack Morris pitched a 10-inning shutout as the Minnesota Twins beat the Braves 1-0 in the 7th game of the World Series.
That was a party.
So it's only been 34 years since the Twins have been relevant.
And
that's it?
Probably 34 more.
Seems like longer.
How old were you, Chris?
In 91, I was 12.
Not old enough to enjoy the festivities in downtown
However,
Minneapolis.
Ken, you'll be happy to know that my father, at that time, a deputy sheriff in Rice County, I had said, "Holy bleep." It's the first time I swore in front of my dad. And he woke up.
May I
out of
give
the
you a
couch.
sports disappointment?
No, not yet. The police in downtown Minneapolis were partying just as hard as the revelers. That's how awesome it was.
What bar were you at again? Remind me.
All of them.
No, but I remember specifically
a
when we
rib
flipped the
bar
car.
in Loring Park. What was, I don't know. Go ahead, Joe.
Rudolph's Barbecue?
Yeah.
Okay,
Rudolph's.
sweet.
Yeah.
On this day in sports disappointment history,
10-27.
on this day in 1974, Fran Tarkenton got ejected after throwing a ball at a Patriots player.
Huh.
On this day,
October 27.
in 1989, Rick Mahorn got traded.
That's right. He didn't want to play for the Wolves.
Former Detroit Piston.
Didn't Fran had to step between you and Sid?
Joe, I corrected the year on the following item. It had listed 1981, 1987, which I changed. Okay, thank you. On this day,
October 27.
in 1987, the Corvette carrying Sal Butera during the Twins championship parade started on fire.
Wow.
Yep.
That was a manufactured party. That was not a spur-of-the-moment party.
In 87?
Yeah, the parade. The parade. It's like, come on down and join us, and whoopee.
And you declared that Sal's son Drew skipped a grade.
Do you know that? Now think of these dates. Let's look at this. It was on this day the Twins clinched the World Series in '91. That's the 27th.
Yep.
So I don't think was the parade the next day.
No, it would have been the
29th.
Maybe, yeah.
It was on the cusp of the blizzard, the Halloween blizzard.
Oh,
and I
you're
remember
right.
the players were all bundled up.
Yeah.
And Kirby had one of those World War I Snoopy flying helmets on.
Yes, I remember that.
And it was just moments away from the blizzard wreaking havoc.
It snowed here in 91.
Let me tell you about that party. Ho,
Cannon apricots?
Oh, my
Well, nobody
Lord.
could leave their house.
Exactly. I have one more cruise ship.
So whose house were you in?
Kenwood. I had an apartment in Kenwood. And
That's
I had
right. You lived in Kenwood.
A girlfriend that trudged over from the Loring Park area and
Nanook of the north. She probably had giant snowshoes on and a snowmobile
you
suit.
wouldn't believe what went down. I still am stunned.
I don't believe a word.
Hey,
I have one more fun fact about cruise
She
ships.
was certain.
Yes.
Yes, Kenny. One more fun fact.
We had like to take a shower every 2 hours. We had to clean up. 20 to 22 people disappear per year from cruise ships.
Really?
Yeah.
How
Where do
many
they
of
go?
them on land do they disappear? In other words, I don't think that's falling off the boat. They put in at these islands to look at tourist stuff, and half of them end up in the jungle and, get
You got to
eaten
stay
by
with
a
the
tiger.
boat.
What is the term for that when you get
Abandoned.
no hoodwinked? No, I can't remember. the term.
Forgotten.
Taken?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, GLers.
Please do us a favor if you have not done so already. Hit the subscribe button. It's right there on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. That's right. We've got a YouTube channel, and you can watch the show each and every single day starting right around noon. And you can also see full segments, video shorts. There's even behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just hit subscribe on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. And find us on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox each and every single day and includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. Matthew?
And now for those of you that are not 100% interested in sports, it is Halloween night on Dancing with the Stars tonight. 7 o'clock, ABC, Channel 5.
Do what now?
Do you apply the toenail polish before or after the show?
No, it's hands, fingers tonight.